My name's Joe Hoffman, and I'm playing Mickey in Hurlyburly by David Rabe. One of the themes that this show dives into is toxic masculinity. It was written in the 80s before that was even really what they called it. But there's a lot of guys in this show who see vulnerability as a weakness, who see expressing their feelings as a weakness. Going to therapy is seen as a weakness. So these guys construct these very complex kind of systems of armor behind which they can kind of snipe at each other and show strength and hide their vulnerability. And it ends up being very detrimental to them. So I think positioning these characters in that time period when their role models, didn't teach them how to be open and expressive and speak from the heart really informs the core of what the show is trying to get at. Rehearsals have been amazing. This is my third or fourth time working with Samantha Rose. She's just a very organized and thoughtful director. She has a way of pulling things out of actors that maybe they didn't know were there. And she walks us through a process that, to me, maximizes the time that we have to first lay the foundation with the text and then understand what it means to our characters before we even really start blocking or, finalizing anything with the set or props. And to me, that's how you build a good performance. This time around, I didn't do as much prep as I normally do for the simple reason that there's not a lot of background information on Mickey in the script. I'm used to getting a script and flipping through and seeing very definitive, times and places and events that help make a character who they are. So with Mickey, I kind of decided to just stay away from too much prep and just kind of let those feelings and motivations come out in the rehearsal space. And it's worked really well so far. I have a lot of favorite lines in the show, most of which I don't think are appropriate for social media necessarily. I will say that one thing I'm very tickled by is that Mickey's big insult for everybody is jerk off. When he gets mad at somebody, he calls them a jerk off, which is just a really funny and kind of lame phrase to me that was probably a big deal in the 80s, but that's probably my favorite thing to say. Absolutely. I have a Mickey playlist that's growing by the day. He's a very detached, kind of cynical guy. So he's into ironic stuff like Tears for Fears, Elvis Costello, a little bit of Bananarama, weirdly enough, has found its way in there. Anything that's not too sentimental.